have you been working at Magic?
I've been working at Magic Ears since the end of December 2017.
What made you look to Magic Ears?
My story is a little bit different than other people. I never really imagined myself being an ESL teacher. From the beginning of 8th grade, really, for me, I was going to follow in my mom's footsteps as a nurse. I ended up getting diagnosed with a brain tumor. I started having symptoms like not being able to walk well. I wasn't able to speak very well. I was losing vision in my left eye, and a lot of the symptoms were starting to add up where they thought it's not caused by the brain tumor. My condition actually was caused by a condition I've had my entire life called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome that happens to be degenerative. My doctor actually told me I was the first person they'd ever seen with this condition that wasn't on a ventilator at the time. My life and dream of basically becoming a nurse fell apart. It wasn't something I was going to be able to continue. At that point, I realized I have a degenerative disease. It only gets worse, and I can't be on my feet that long or be able to lift people up. So I really had this crushing fear, like, I don't think I'm ever going to do anything important in my life again. I'm just going to be a patient. Something just snapped at me, and I thought, you have to do something. There's a loophole somewhere. And I thought about the time where I tutored ESL students to help pay for my college tuition. So I got online, I immediately started looking for ESL jobs, and I found Magic Ears, and I just hooked into it. I said, this is my goal, this is where I'm going to work. So during my recovery, I sat with 4 pillows stacked up on me with a little laptop, and I typed away and did my ESL certification until I was able to apply with Magic Ears.
So what was it like going from your aspirations to be a nurse, and then you decided this is what I'm going to do, to teaching your first classes at Magic Ears?
I really wanted to be that person for someone that had been for me my entire journey, the person that was taking care of me and comforting me. So at first it was a really hard transition moving out of that, but then I realized I can make a difference teaching ESL online too. So it made me excited to have something to look forward to and have a job to work for. So I immediately jumped into it, and I wasn't super great at it at first, but I tried my best to, learn the ropes and get into the industry.
I don't think any of us are naturals at it at first, but you learn and you get better at it.
I love the students. I think about them throughout the day, little moments we've had in class, and it really does make me happy that I get to be a part of their lives as well.
So you're not just a teacher for Magic Ears, you do a lot of things. You wear a lot of hats. What are some of the hats that you wear?
Currently, I'm an interviewer with the company, and I also handle our social media. So I'm in our social media groups for sure, trying to help people with any issues they have and provide any support we can.
I can't imagine there's a single Magic Ears teacher that doesn't know you or that you haven't helped. Does that give you some satisfaction knowing that you're helping other people in their career or with their problems?
It definitely does. That's my main thing I've always wanted to do in life is I just wanted to be able to help somebody. When you have a disability or a chronic illness, you hear the words, you can't, a lot. And my response to that has always been, I can, and I want to prove I can. So when I'm able to help other people, it really gives me a sense of satisfaction and value that I can be worthy enough to help someone else as well.
Well, you've definitely, I think, helped everybody I know that works at Magic Ears, including myself. You were the first to become that voice for Magic Ears. You were the first voice of Magic Ears. I don't know if you realize that. But you were that first voice, that established in a lot of ways who we were as a company. So I'm curious about what drove you or where that came from.
At the time, I was really just glad to have a loophole that Magic Ears hired me. They offered me a job. I was very upfront with them in the very beginning. I told them, look, I have health issues. I have a brain tumor. I'm going to have periods where I need surgeries. And I've had those times with Magic Ears, and every single time they say, we're going to take care of you. You matter to us. So a big part of social media for me is just making sure that everyone has that same amazing experience with the company that I did, that they're getting the support to help them get hired, that they're getting support to help them succeed in the company, because I want people to love Magic Years as much as I do.
What is it about Magic Year's policies, their mission, and the way they do business that's different in this regard?
I feel like I don't have to hide that I'm not a healthy person. So people with chronic illnesses, we have this tendency where we work extra hard, we put blood, sweat, and tears into things because we want to make up for that time where we might need to take that time for surgery, or we're not feeling well, we're unable to work. And naturally, I still do that with Magic Years, but the company always reminds me that they want me to be healthy. They're going to take care of me. When I don't feel good, I can cancel, and I don't have to worry about not being able to renew my contract, that they're always there for me.
Yeah, so I think we're pretty well known for the cancellation policy. Can you just give us a short synopsis of what that policy is?
Basically, with our cancellation policy, if you're sick, if your child's sick, you have any kind of emergency, even if your power has went out, you can contact our team and let them know. And it's as simple as, okay, we hope your situation gets better, and there's no effect on if you can renew your contract. So it's very much based on trust and word, which is something that I really appreciate as someone that is constantly dealing with a chronic illness and having to explain myself.
Awesome. And then your other hat that you wear among all of these is that you are a trainer or an interviewer?
Interviewer.
So what does an interviewer do?
So for the interview, we're basically the facilitators. We're the ones that help calm you down before you start our demo process, and then we are the student during your demo. I think anytime someone comes to an interview, you're nervous, and sometimes you can really see it. So we want to give them a second to be like, let's calm down. We're going to ask a few questions. I'm going to give you tips to tell you how to pass the interview, and then we're going to go ahead and jump into it. So we really want to set them up for success. The goal is to become coworkers. So we want to make sure that we're giving them those tools for success.
Yeah, they're giving those tools in the interview. They're giving them on the Facebook groups that you run. You've developed some courses that they can go through on the Facebook group. Can you tell us just a little bit about that, the units?
Yes.
Right?
So for our Facebook group, we've actually turned it into a learning chapter where they can go in and see different units that we have, or if they're thinking about applying, or through the whole hiring process, where we really try to go through every little detail, give them as much information as possible so they feel like they're ready for those steps. And if they have any questions, they can also ask them in the comments below.
What, if anything, has surprised you about this job overall?
Probably the main thing before I even applied to Magic Years is I had this perception that teaching ESL online is a solo gig, that I really wasn't going to meet other teachers. But then when I started getting into the Facebook community and working in Facebook, I really found so many friends that I would have never expected to meet that I really cherished, including you.
You did have a switch from what you had designed your life to be, and you've gone to a plan B.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I feel like maybe this was where I was supposed to be all along, and that life happens in mysterious ways, and it happened for a reason. I'm a very nurturing person at heart, and I'm able to still accomplish those things at Magic Years. So even though when I learned I couldn't be a nurse, it really hit me hard and it kind of crushed me a little bit, I've been able to rebuild myself with Magic Years and feel like I still have a sense of purpose.
Thank you, Carley, for coming and giving us the interview. I know a lot of people are going to be excited to get to know you just a little bit better.
Thank you, Hope.
You're making me cry.
Oh.